Zoodles are a great alternative to spaghetti, or just a way to get in more veggies. Pair these zoodles with fresh avocado pesto for a light meal, or serve with grilled chicken breast for a midweek dinner. To make these zoodles, you will need zucchinis or courgettes. Same vegetable, just different names depending on where you live in the world. I'm using one medium-sized zucchini per person, but that's just a guideline, so if you're hungrier, feel free to do another. Cut the ends off the zucchini and slice them in half so they are easier to manage. If you would like the full recipe for these zoodles with the avocado pesto, it will be on the website, as well as full measurements listed in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other vegetarian recipes. The easiest way to turn zucchinis into noodles is using a spiralizer. There are quite a few different types you can get, manual or electric, quite big tabletop ones, or handheld. I've gone for this little mini handheld one as I don't make zoodles enough to warrant buying another appliance. Also, this one was only a few dollars. If you don't already have a spiralizer, I'll link the one I'm using in the description box below. Spiralize the zucchinis into a medium-sized bowl, season with salt and pepper, and use tongs to toss through. You can serve the zoodles fresh if you would prefer. They don't actually need to be cooked at all. It's quicker and easier, but I think it depends on what you are serving them with. For this recipe, I prefer to throw them in a pan for a few minutes, just so they get extra tender. Heat a fry pan over medium heat and add about a teaspoon of vegetable oil. Pour in the zoodles and toss through with tongs. Leave them to cook, stirring every minute or so while we make the avocado pesto. One of the reasons I love this dish is it comes together so quickly, but everything is fresh and healthy. There aren't too many steps and you can have it on the table in 15 minutes, perfect for middle of the week. Let me know if you'd like to see similar quick and easy recipes like this. If you want this dish even quicker, you can use store-bought pesto instead of making your own. All you'll need to do is spiralize the zucchinis, mix through and serve. To make the pesto, halve a perfectly ripe avocado and remove the pip from the centre. If you're not as confident with a knife as I am, I would recommend using a spoon to do this, as it's quite dangerous with a sharp knife if it were to slip. Just a few tips on choosing an avocado so you can always be eating them perfectly ripe. It should feel lightly soft to the touch, don't press too hard or this is what can cause those ugly brown spots. When any of your avocados get to this stage, place them in the fridge to slow down the ripening process. Always go by touch, as colour can vary with avocados, so one that looks ripe may not be. Scoop out the flesh of the avocado with a spoon and place it into a food processor. I'm using a little mini one as it's easier to use and clean when you're making a smaller amount of something. The classic for pesto is pine nuts like I'm using, but if you don't like pine nuts or you just want to try something different, try using walnuts or almonds or another type of nut that you have on hand. You'll need 3 tablespoons. If you have time, toast them in a dry pan or just throw them in. You'll also need olive oil, about 2 tablespoons, a couple of garlic cloves, juice from half a lemon and a small handful of herbs. I like to stick with basil, but you can use parsley or coriander or cilantro. Remove the peel from the garlic and add to the food processor along with the remaining ingredients. Season the pesto with salt and pepper, place on the lid and process until mostly smooth. The sides of the processor may need scraping down a few times to combine evenly. This is a great alternative to just normal basil pesto. Adding the avocado makes the sauce go a lot further if you are cooking for more people. It's so much more creamier and great for pasta dishes or as a dressing for salads. Check the pesto consistency, you don't want it to be too thick so it can easily be mixed through the zoodles. If you think it needs to be thinned out, add a touch more oil or water to the pesto and process again until perfectly combined. This sauce is best used immediately after you make it, as it does tend to lose its colour the longer it sits. If you're storing it in the fridge, cover with plastic wrap and press the wrap down so it touches the sauce. Use it within a day or two. The zoodle should be cooked by now. Test a piece, and if it's tender, remove them from the heat and pour in the avocado pesto. You may not need all of the pesto. The recipe makes enough for about 4 serves, so just add a small amount at a time until you're happy with the amount. Toss the pesto through with the tongs, plate and top with a sprinkling of parmesan and a few basil leaves. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you'd like to see more like it, and I will see you in my next video.